first one we'll start with the championship leaders, Mercedes.
Okay.
So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I think we should do. We'll name the grades like at the same time, and then we can do a little debate, see where we're at.
Okay.
I have B+ for Mercedes.
Okay. I just want to see what I wrote down here. Okay. I had an A for Mercedes.
Okay, that's very similar.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as dominant as they were the last 3 years. That's really my only reason why I have them not at an A. That's my argument.
Okay.
There's
fair enough.
There's not much to say about them.
The reason why I gave them an A, and I guess I'll kind of foreshadow a little bit to say that I ranked them higher than Ferrari. The reason why is because, like you said, they haven't had as strong of a year. They've had, a couple of reliability issues in terms of a DNF. Hamilton hasn't been on his game as he usually is. And yet, after all this, he's still leading the championship by 24 points. Mercedes is still leading the Constructors' Championship. So they're still well in the game. It feels like Ferrari should be much farther ahead considering the pretty good year that they've had. Pretty clean year as well. But yet Mercedes is still there and they're still in the lead. So I gave them an A based on the fact that even though they have, to me, taken just a slight step back, maybe like an inch here and there, they still seem to be the team to beat. And somehow they're just there at every weekend contending for a race win. So that's why I gave them an A.
Okay.
And then inside the Mercedes team,
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton, I'd probably say I'd give Lewis a B+. Again, championship leader. He's done well to hang in there, even though Ferrari has had the better car overall. Earlier on in the season, questionable in terms of where his mentality was at, in terms of his focus in some of the races. But, when you look at a race like Spain, for example, or France, or even the last couple ones like Germany, where he was completely down and out and ended up winning the race, it looks like he's slowly starting to come back on form and looks motivated as ever to win the championship. So B+ for him. Valtteri, I'd probably say a C+ for Valtteri. And a lot of that is attributed to the bad luck that he has had. The car issues, in Austria, what else? What was it?
Running into the Ferraris.
Running into the Ferraris, yeah, the Red Bulls, Azerbaijan, that's what I wanted to say. The puncture while he was leading the race. Yeah. Austria, the gearbox, like I mentioned. So I think that he's actually had a pretty good season, a much better season than last season, but just because of that bad luck that he's had, and in certain races, like let's say Bahrain, where he could have maybe sent it on the inside a little bit, he showed at times this season that he's lacking in that little bit of the killer instinct to go for the win. So that's what I'm going to leave it at for Valtteri.
I have Lewis at an A-. Winning races, he's just consistent Lewis. He's performing very well this season under pressure, under a lot of pressure, under Ferrari pressure, which I think is impressive. So I have him at an A-, and I have Valtteri at a B. And I took away some of that bad luck because some of it's not his fault, but at the same time, he does deserve an A because of the mistakes he's made. And really, it comes down to the contact with other cars, especially was it last race or the race before? His contact with Vettel and then Danny Rick.
Yep, last race. Yep.
Last race, yeah. I think he seems a little frustrated in the Mercedes car. I think he can't handle the pressure of being Lewis's kind of second fiddle, which is unfortunate because he is a very talented driver, and I have a lot of respect for Valtteri, but I think he deserves a lot more credit than where he's getting due, but I don't think he's at the point where he can just be cool under pressure and deal with having, a lot of people look at him saying, why aren't you winning more races, being better at qualifying, beating Lewis? There's a lot of people asking you that, and I think that's bothering him.